We are not alone. There's more to life than this. Show me what you know. Take me to that place. I'm stuck within these walls. I need a quick escape.
everyone, this is FantasyEsque, and welcome back to The Sims 4 Vampire Amazon with the Salazar Coven. We are picking up on a very dramatic note after a life-threatening situation on the eve of battle. So, Prince Voldemort Karamazov. What was he doing in the movie of this episode? First off, he went down to the dungeon to say hello to our prisoner, Meredith, who has been stuck after being tricked by the visitant warlock Ethel into a secret rendezvous near the visitant camp, where she was knocked out, captured, brought back, and then a threatening letter was sent to the castle, obviously. So they are ready to go to war with the Salazars now, the visitants. And on the eve of battle, I don't know if he was, trying to make her feel worse, or he was actually trying to be a gentleman. I don't know if he was being condescending and asking those questions, but he was basically just trying to make sure she was comfortable, and I don't even know if that was in a mocking way or not, but he was just seeing if Meredith is settling or not in the prison. She wanted to go back to the castle, but he was like, nope, sorry, darling, not happening. And then he went to the ruined deck of the ship, the camp, you could say. And he was looking out, over the landscape, just thinking to himself, by himself in the dead of night, that years ago, because at this point, they're immortal vampires. I imagine it's been years since they've been stranded here. Because I think they were stranded before the princesses became teenagers. So it's been a while. Now, he was just reflecting on the fact that, they showed up here out of nowhere when their ship got wrecked in a storm, and they had no clue where they were, what was going on, and all these years later, they're finally ready to battle the rulers of this place. And in case you guys are confused, this battle is not necessarily for the Empire, it is for Brynelton Bay. So it is for claim over Brynelton Bay, and at this point, Meredith as well. So finally he was doing that, and he thought, in accordance with his original plan, once he claims this area, he'll have something to present back to his father when they go back home, and he can actually start finding his way back home once he's less concerned about his position here in this foreign land, right? So that was his plan, and while he was thinking of this, someone crept up behind him, and it was Sauron. So we found out, I think, in the second episode of Playing with the Visitants, after they showed up, that Sauron, everyone's loyalties were pretty ambiguous, but Sauron was the only one who we knew for a fact was a trained assassin who grew up separately to his brother, remember, because his older brother, Samwise, the one who's currently talking to the two captains, he grew up in the orphanage, and then Sauron was taken from the orphanage at a young age, and I think he was bought by a group of assassins and such, and trained in those arts, and then sent to the third prince, which is Prince Oberon Karamazov, Voldemort's younger brother, was sent to him to be of service. And we knew at an early point that the third prince sent Sauron to basically kill Voldemort at some point in the voyage, right? So for all this time, he's been, biding his time, and finally he got the prince alone. Everyone's attention was elsewhere. They're more or less training in the basement, and they wouldn't have been expecting Sauron to attack the prince, because at this point, more or less, everyone's loyal to Voldemort. So Sauron attacked him, and the prince lost that battle, unfortunately, which was unexpected, but the prince lost that battle and was really close to death, was in Sauron's capture, and that's when attendant Tibba over here and Samwise, I think Tibba has been a bit suspicious of Sauron, so he was keeping an eye on Sauron, and then they both ran upstairs to where the prince was, and they found him in that precarious position. And Tibba declared Sauron a traitor and then told him to step away from the prince, which Sauron obviously didn't listen to. Now, Samwise, he couldn't let his brother get away with this, so he decided to fight his brother while Tibba kind of dragged the prince off to safety on the sidelines, and they fought it out. Obviously, Sauron is very cocky because he is quite powerful, and Sauron won again. That is because, in case you didn't know, Sauron, I mean, it doesn't seem like it. I feel like we always assume the captains are the most powerful ones. I mean, the prince doesn't have a lot of chance to display his power, but we just assume the captains are the most powerful vampires. But actually, Sauron was the most powerful vampire among the visitants. He was hiding a lot of his power, but, he was a secretly trained assassin for most of his life, or childhood. So he was the most powerful. It was very easy for him to defeat the prince, and it was very easy for him to defeat his own brother. So that happened, and just when he was about to kill Samwise, because I feel as though he would have killed Samwise, the warlock that the flippin' prince traded for or saved when he was captured by the Salazars finally came of use. I mean, not finally. He came of use when he kidnapped Meredith, but he came of use again. He ran into the scene and he told Sauron to let go of Samwise, which Sauron, being the arrogant Sauron, did not want to do. So he had no choice but to cast a death spell on him and basically kill him through electrocution. So Samwise has died, and Samwise was not expecting either the warlock to cast the spell or for the spell to work or for him to die. I don't know. He just wasn't expecting it. So he's gone now, and the prince has been put to bed so he can rest, because that was a lot of craziness that he just went through. Tibba is over here attending to the prince, of course. Samwise is updating the captains, Trista and Sherlo, and then we have Ethel, who is briefing God Faramon and God Percival on what happened, so everyone is on the same page. But it is almost 4:30 a.m. All of this happened in the dead of night, and obviously they're going to need this day to recover from this whole scenario. And the prince has the urn, which actually maybe we'll give to Tibba, so Tibba can... Tibba, where'd you go? Oh, crap. I think I just lost the urn. I think I lost the urn. Or the gravestone. Well, I mean, he was a traitor. I don't think these guys are gonna be too bummed if the ashes of someone who tried to kill the prince is missing. Oh no, it's down here. There we go. But yeah, let's give it to Tibba, because he's the attendant. If anything, I feel like he's gonna be dealing with this. I don't know where that will go, but for now, it will stay with Tibba. Okay, the prince is awake. I think that was a very stressful situation for him. I mean, he is active, but he is gloomy. So I suppose, he was aware that his brothers are trying to kill him. I mean, they were fighting for the throne. He does come from a very vicious family, but at the same time, I don't think, like, he expects threats from... I think he's expected threats from people who support his two brothers, and like they might want to harm him so that the candidate that they support kind of gets in line for the throne. But I don't think he ever assumed that one of his brothers themselves would actually hire an assassin to kill him, and definitely not the younger brother. I think he's really upset about this, and it's not because Sauron has died. He's upset because there was an attempt on his life, right? From someone he didn't really expect it from. Like, his older brother is in line for the throne for sure, but his older brother views Voldemort and Oberon, the youngest one, the third prince, as a threat to his position. So he can kind of see that, if pushed, maybe his older brother would try and get him killed so that his position doesn't get compromised. But the third prince is so far from the throne, Voldemort would be next in line if his older brother died, that he never really considered his younger brother sending someone to have him killed. the fact that he's that sinister. He never expected. So when he found out, he's been a little bit distressed by that. And I think it's making this whole war a little bit more like of an anxious thing for him, because he is planning on returning home, but now how does he face his brothers when he goes back home, especially his younger brother, right? And he's starting to think of things like, is his younger brother probably isn't going to be too happy when he shows up home, because at this point, for years now, everyone probably has received news that the voyage that Voldemort set out on, the ship got destroyed, so, he probably died with his men. They don't know about this small group of survivors, including the prince, so they're most likely not expecting him to show up. They think he's dead. So for the past few years, back in his home kingdom, the war for the throne, or the battle for the throne, has probably been between the first prince and the third prince, right? So he's starting to, I think, question a few things, like, what is he going to be going back home to? So yeah, it was a bit crazy, but we're going to let them recuperate and kind of get ready for the battle that needs to happen with the Salazars. And we also have the council reappointment, so we need to go back to the Salazars, and during the daytime, they are going to be reappointing, the queen is going to be reappointing her council, and then they're going to start preparing for the battle that will happen later on in this episode. So I'll see you guys in a second. We are back at Castle Aphrodite. It is almost 9 a.m. on Sunday. We need to see which two members of the coven, I suppose out of just these four ladies, are going to essentially be the Queen's War advisors, because they're the ones we're going to be battling under, right? So in the previous season, we had Saphira as the Queen's first counselor and Yuki as the Queen's second counselor. Yuki has always been the Queen's second counselor, we know that, and Saphira, she has served, I think, 2 terms, and Galaxia has served 2 terms. So I would prefer for Saphira to be one of the counselors this time around, because she is the champion and we are going to war. At the same time, Yuki, she is a hero of the Empire. She's like the strongest vampirist apart from the Queen. So I feel like that would be a good choice too. Galaxia and Sophia, I don't feel like are maybe the most ideal candidates currently. Maybe in another more peaceful period, but certainly not right now. But it is not up to us, it is up to the Queen. So we need to check her relationship panel to see what's going on. And if things are a bit more complicated than I anticipated, I will go figure out who exactly she picks, and then I'll come back and let you guys know the decision. So let's check out her relationship panel and see what's going on. Okay. So it seems as though the Queen is currently closest to Galaxia. So the Queen's first counselor is going to be Lady Galaxia. Dragon. So let's get our priestess to come and join the Queen up here. So you have the priestess as the Queen's first counselor, and it seems as though the Queen's second counselor, hold on a second. Oh, my game's being a little bit laggy. His second counselor is going to be Yuki, Lady Yuki Noxa, the Scholar. So as always, Yuki is like the second choice, but she retains her position. But okay. So thank goodness we did get Yuki at least. She's the hero of the Empire, so that's really good. Now the thing to know about Yuki, she is the most powerful vampiress, apart from the Queen, but she is more inclined towards peace, for sure. And then we have Galaxia, who, is priestess. I don't feel like she is nearly as offensive as maybe Saphira and Sophia would be. But hey, we'll see what kind of advice she might be able to give to the queen, or how she continues to advise the queen going forward in kind of the situation we're in. But there we go. Those are the queen's choices, and they were pretty clear choices, so I think that is fine. But I'm intrigued. I'm not sure. I feel like Yuki would kind of err on the side of caution with the queen's, like, certain queen's decisions regarding the visitants, and even this battle that they're being forced into. And I think Galaxia would kind of be the same. She wouldn't be too aggressive. She'd kind of see if there's other options. But if worst comes to worst, she will fight, obviously. But it seems as though Sophia and Saphira are going to have to take a little bit of a backseat in this kind of war at advising that's going to be happening. A war council. I don't think the queen is going to hold like a huge war council with everyone like she did the first time they were aware of the visitants, because that's when like the war started. At this point, we've been in the war, we kind of know what's going on. So that is that. But I think we should probably, let's just take a look at the people. Obviously, these guys, they definitely want Meredith back. That's been a hit to their morale. That's one less vampirist to be fighting with. So, Meredith can't exactly help out in this coming battle because she is locked up. But these guys, they have received some good news. So Saphira is going to come here and she's going to report to the queen something that her soldiers in Burlington Bay have managed to get some information on. So she's gonna go here and do that. Obviously, as a champion, the army kind of comes under her jurisdiction, and so when the soldiers are out scouting and such, they do send like regular reports back to her. So she is going to share with the queen some of the news that she has learnt, which is that the Salazars stationed at Castle Narcissa noticed something happening in the dead of night off into the distance, and they went to investigate a little bit close to the visiting camp, and they actually witnessed a battle happening in the camp, right? They noticed a battle happening, and it seemed as though someone was trying to take the prince's life. Like, there was an attempt on the prince's life, which he survived, but the traitor, one of their guards, who turned out to be a secret assassin, was killed. So this is actually going to be, I think they're going to be a little bit upset that the prince survived, like he didn't die. That would have ended the war, like the battle, before it even began. But I think this is going to be a huge boost to their morale, because they know at least the visitants are one man down. Now, what they don't know, and this is something the prince wouldn't want anyone to know, is that Sauron was actually the most powerful vampire that they had. The most powerful asset in their, military arsenal, right? Which now he's dead, so they don't exactly have that anymore. To the Salazars, it's just like, oh, one more soldier down. But to the visitants, it's like our most powerful soldier down. So there we go. That is definitely going to kind of make the queen feel a lot better. And it won't be long before they are kind of ready to set out. So this is going to be the last set of potions they have. Recuperating they do. Sophia might grab a few more potions. And we'll see. They're going to, I think between these three, they're going to be planning who is going to battle who. Like, who's going to be assigned to which visitant to take down, essentially. And I guess we'll meet on the battlefield now. Okay, guys, the hour of battle is upon us. Finally, our vampiresses are lined up on the left, and the visitants are lined up on the right, ready to fight for Brindleton Bay. Okay. So, this is how it's going to work. More or less, all of the vampires have taken up a pose on the battlefield, and that is them kind of frozen in time, frozen in combat, you could say, so that we can focus on each battle individually, right? And these two, I'll talk about them in a second, but according to the advice of the counselors Galaxia and Yuki, the queen has lined up her combatants in a particular way to face certain opponents which are opposite to them on the battlefield. We have on the far I was gonna say left, but like I'm facing a different direction to what I initially had things oriented to. Anyways, you look across the battlefield, we have our warlock and our alchemist, so they will be having their own witch duel, and then we've got Catherine and Elaine, who are kind of on standby. So Catherine and Elaine, they don't have anyone that they're assigned to combat just yet. Instead, the queen has told them to stay on the side of the battlefield, or like at the back of the battlefield. I guess you could say the side. And whoever kind of loses first, like whichever vampire is to lose first, Catherine and Elaine, like one of them can then try and battle whoever kind of beat the vampiress to turn that little battle over. So it might sound a bit confusing. We'll get to it in a second, but I'm excited. We're going to be seeing a whole bunch of vampiric duels, and I'm just realizing maybe I should have a pen and paper next to me so that I can flip and track who's winning and who's losing. Because really what we're going to do is whichever side has the most victories is the side that is going to win this particular war. So yeah, I've got a lot kind of riding on this. Let me just super quickly, while we enjoy the moon and where everyone is at. Also, in case you haven't noticed, the Salazars, they have all put on their battle armor, their special outfits for war, which we've never really seen before, so I love it. They have the exact same outfits, but in different colors to kind of show different ranking. I'll get to that as well. So we've got Coven, and then we've got the Visitants. Okay, so I'm going to be able to keep track of the scores for each of the battles as they come. So look at these guys, don't they look cool? Like I said, they're kind of frozen on the battlefield right now in their various kind of poses, and then I'll unfreeze them as they actually fight each other. And in case you're wondering, this is not the place where the battle was supposed to initially be. It was supposed to be here. That's what the message from Prince Voldemort said, but he sent another message to change the location of the battle last minute, because I think after the attempt on his life, he didn't want to go that far from camp. Everyone even the guards felt a little bit insecure about that. This is where Meredith was kidnapped, is much closer to the visitant camp, so I think they feel a lot safer for it to be in this battleground, for this to be the battleground. So, okay, we have the queen wearing white, and then her counselors are in pink. We have the champion in red, the princesses are wearing gold, and then we've got the alchemist in purple, and then all of the new immortals who aren't royals, they are in black. So we've got Lagatha, and then we have Catherine and Elaine. And everyone is obviously in their dark forms, so that is quite exciting. Now, in terms of who is fighting who, now like I said, we have the alchemist and the warlock. They're going to have their own battle. The queen is obviously going against Prince Voldemort, and then she has her counselors going for the captains. We have Saphira, the champion. She is going to be fighting Samwise. One of the new immortals, Lagatha, she is fighting attendant Tibba. And then the princesses, they're taking on Pharamond and Percival. And then these two, like I said, the dragon sisters, they are on standby. So we're actually going to fight, I'm thinking, from the most important kind of chess pieces on the battlefield, you could say. We're going to go from the important members outwards, so from the center out, and then most likely the Witch and Warlock are going to be the last battle. So, yeah, let's kind of see how that goes. Now, these guys have an advantage because they've got like they've got more sims. They've got 2 extra vampires on their side. Oh, but okay, let's get this going. We want to get this battle over and done with as soon as possible. Really, at least that's what the vampires want, because the longer they stay out here, once the sun comes up, I mean, the queen's going to be resistant, but the others might start dying and we'll start having casualties from the sun. And they can't exit the battlefield unless they win, so we don't want this war to be that disastrous. Okay, so let's free up Prince Voldemort and the queen. And then she is going to... Okay, we need to flip in rude introduction. Yeah, we're going to have to do a rude introduction here. She's walking across the battlefield, our queen is. And she is going to engage Voldemort in a battle, while everyone else kind of stands by and waits for their turn. Okay, let's go ahead. Actually, it really should be under mean, I think. They're going to do a vampiric duel. And Voldemort, he lost against that assassin, Sauron. I don't know how he's going to fare against the queen, but okay, here they go. Here they go. Oh my goodness, this is... This is scary! The queen is very powerful, though. Queen is very powerful. So, fingers crossed she wins. Fingers crossed. Come on, Queenie. Come on, Queenie. Prove yourself, Aphrodite. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So we have the first victory of this battle. So that's 1 point for our coven members. I'm so excited. Okay, that is wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, awesome. Love that. Love that. Okay. Now I am going to quickly strike him in flippin'... Hold on a second. I'm going to quickly strike him here. Right? Why? Because he just lost the flippin' battle. You lost it. So you kind of wait down the... Actually, wait, hold on. Hold on. This might be a bit... Okay, I sorted through that. I just ended up sticking with the first thing I went with anyways. So basically that's what I'll do. Whenever we have a victor and someone who has lost, we'll just strike them in these poses, like right now, so that we can like freeze the battle, right? And people won't be walking around all sorts of places and it'll be easy to keep track of things. So Voldemort has lost, he's down on his knees, and then the queen, she is the victor, so she's over here standing right in front of him. So there we go, that's our first battle complete, and now we need to go to the other one. So Galaxia is now going to battle with... Oh, hold on. Do I have... Wait, headline effects on... Thank you! I need this, because I want to see who they're battling. Trista. Okay, so Galaxia, let's go get her to fight with Trista. And yes, because these guys are actually having a proper vampiric duel, obviously, whoever they're dueling with, like their opponent, they're not going to have a good relationship with in the future, but hey, that's fine. Let's do a rude introduction. Rude introduction. So, like, in terms of Catherine and Elaine, let's use these guys as an example. So if Aphrodite had lost against Voldemort, then Catherine would have been able to step in and battle him to see if she won. And if she lost, then Elaine would be able to jump in and battle Voldemort to turn the tide of that battle, to defeat him, right? So each of the vampires, actually each of the characters, they can only battle, like on our side, they can only battle once. So that's kind of the rules I've set for this war, to make it interesting and see how we end up. But okay, let's get Galaxia. Now obviously I could have done this very differently, but I kind of like not knowing who's going to win, who's going to lose, and that's part of why I wanted to do it this way, so that it's exciting for us to actually see in gameplay, like, who wins without me having any say. Like, I don't want to have a say necessarily. Maybe as far as I go is deciding who fights who, but I don't actually want to have a say in who wins the battle, you know? I don't want to be favorable to the Salazars, for example. So this is exciting for me. This is exciting. Okay, we are going to now... hold on a second. Can you not, like, fight him? You should be able to fight him. Well, if we can't do that, we're just gonna have to do a vampiric spa. But don't be pleasant to him. Don't do that. Don't be pleasant. I might have to do a spa, even though let's yell at him. Maybe we'll try and, maybe we need to do a little bit of yelling to get her in a fighting sort of mood. You can do it, Galaxia. Yell at him. You guys are not friends in the slightest. Insult Fang Size. We'll try and throw like a few more stuff at him. See if maybe... jeer at him. That's interesting. Well, okay, I won't waste too much time. We'll just do a vampiric spa if I can't actually do a duel with them. That's okay. We don't have to be too upset about it. So we're gonna do a vampiric spa and see who between them wins. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Come on, Galaxia, you can do it. The queen started off on such a good note. Come on, come on. Oh no. Okay, okay. So, looks as though Captain Trista won against Galaxia, and they would not be shaking hands right now if this was a duel. But yeah, she lost, so she is actually down. She's down on the ground. She needs to be down on the ground. Okay, hold on. Where am I at? Where am I at? I'm actually gonna use a different one for the... no. Go for the same flippin' one. Okay. So she's down on the ground. She lost. She's down on the ground. And before he runs away, before Trista runs away, so this is where, for example, Galaxia is on the ground, and now we need someone to step in. We need one of these ladies to step in to help take down Trista, because he's dangerous now. So Catherine, as the older twin, she is going to now challenge him to a duel, and she is going to try and take him down. So up, 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 come on. Come on. Let's go, let's go. Let's fight him out. This is so scary. Galaxia lost, and so we don't put a point against anyone right now because this particular opponent, like, we're still trying to take down. Come on. Your mother just lost. Let's get you to at least try and win, shall we? So let's see. Can you do a vampiric duel? She can't do a vampiric duel either. Huh. Well, we're just gonna do a spa. Come on. Let's go. Let's try and help out our parent. She's kind of lost this battle, which isn't looking too good. The queen started off so confidently. See, this is what I meant. This is what I meant in terms of I wanted Saphira to be one of the counselors. Because we need our champion. Okay, let's see. Is Catherine going to be able to redeem herself and defeat her mother's opponent or not? Come on, Catherine. No, Catherine! Okay, okay, Catherine lost. Flippin' hell. Catherine lost. Okay, okay, okay. Well, Catherine, seems as though you're gonna have to, Ay. Okay, so Catherine ain't doing too well, right? So she's been defeated on the battlefield, and now Elaine is gonna step in and try and take down Trista. Oh my goodness, Elaine. Your mother lost, your older sister lost. Can you redeem this relationship? I mean, not relationship, but you know, can you redeem this fight? Come on. Come on, Catherine. Let's go. Let's go. Galaxia, that wasn't looking too good. That did not look too great. Okay. Come on. Can we do a duel? Yes, she can do a vampiric duel. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Maybe Elaine's gonna be the one to take him down and prove herself. Come on, Elaine. Please, please, please. Your bloodline is gonna be so embarrassed right now. if you lose this. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Take him down. He must be tired by now, right? He must be exhausted. No! Okay, so the Princess Captains is surely one of the Princess Captains. So he has won that battle. The dragons, unfortunately, could not win at all. So yeah, she's been defeated on the battlefield. And Trista, well, Trista, I dare say, is very satisfied with himself. So, okay, Trista, there you go. He's quite happy with himself. He's the victor there. So we've got 1 point for the visitants and 1 point for the coven. This is scary. Okay, the next one to duel is going to be Yuki and the other captain, Trista's twin brother, Captain Sholo Shevchenko. Oh, Yuki. Yuki, you are the hero of the Empire. Please don't embarrass us. Please, Yuki. Galaxia lost. Galaxia, not even Galaxia. Galaxia and her whole bloodline lost. Okay, and her daughters. So, please, please, please redeem us. Yeah, rude introduction. Come on. Come on. She's gonna walk across the battlefield. And she is gonna get this. Oh my goodness, what's happening? Sophia! Sophia, no! Sophia! What's happening? Guys, Sophia is dying. Sophia is dying because she's freezing to death. Oh my goodness. This was unexpected. This was unexpected. But you know what? Yeah, that's going to be a point in the visitant direction, even though they didn't end up having an actual duel. Because like I said, the longer this battle goes on, the more dangerous it becomes. Especially, you know, during the day with the sun and stuff. And I feel like temperature is one of those factors. Like, because the battle is happening now, we can't gauge what time, like how cold or warm it's going to be when the battle actually takes place. So, her dying from freezing, I think it's like just something that happened in the battlefield. It's a death in the battlefield, really. And, we're going to have to just leave it be. So that's a point in the visitant direction. That sucks. I did not want Sophia to die. I was not expecting her to, but it seems as though that is what has happened. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there we go. Well, Ethel didn't even have to fight Sophia. She died on the battlefield. Oh no. Lagatha, why did you break thing, Lagatha? Okay, Lagatha is witnessing this death. Yep, okay. Lagatha is witnessing this death. These guys are, I think on their side, they're freaking out that, they just lost their flippin' alchemist before she could do anything. Before she could, like, hurl her spells. They lost their alchemist. Oh, goodness, guys. Oh, my goodness. Oh, this sucks. But you know what? Tragedies of war. Casualties of war, I tell you. It's just something we're gonna have to accept. Okay, looks like flippin' Prince Voldemort has kind of retreated from the battlefield. So he lost, we know that, but he has retreated from the battlefield. Oh, this was so unexpected. And also, our Sims have broken kind of line over here. Sophia, how could you do this to us? I mean, it was the weather, to be honest. It was the cold. It was the cold of the battlefield. Okay, well, I guess Lagatha is, she's standing here. Well, now we have to duel with, Sholo. You can't waste time. We cannot waste time. We must duel. We'll pick this up at a later point. But come on. We need to get this dueling done. Oh goodness. They're going crazy, guys. They're going crazy. Yep. That was very unexpected. Come on. Let's go. Time to battle Captain Sholo. Please take him down. Hero of the Empire. I beg of you. Come on. Come on. Let's go do this. Okay, here we go. The visitants are currently winning this battle, so please tell me she's gonna be able to beat his backside. Like, we really need this victory. Come on, come on. Yes! Yes! Look at that. Look at that. She is the hero of the Empire for a flippin' reason, I tell you. Okay, you, my boy, you're defeated now, and she is not. She's not defeated, thank you very much. Okay. Come on, guys, come on. Come on. Down you go. There we go. There we go. Right, so he's defeated, so that's 1 point. So 2 points for the Coven and 2 points for the Visitants. Now we're going to get Lagatha to battle with Attendant Tiba. No. We're going to get Saphira to battle with Samwise. So, Saphira, Samwise, let's go. I feel like Saphira should win this battle, but I don't know. I mean, Samwise doesn't seem that experienced, right? I mean, the captains and the prince were supposed to be the more experienced members of the visitant kind of army. So let's cross our fingers and hope that, yep, we can do a duel here. So see what I mean? I feel like with Galaxia and Catherine, because they couldn't actually do a vampiric duel, I'm going to interpret that as them being more peaceful and taking the more peaceful approach. Uh-oh, hold on. Where are you going, dude? No. You cannot go anywhere. You cannot flippin' go anywhere. I'm just gonna flippin' get you. Yeah, you cannot go anywhere. You stay here. You stay here. Come on. Stay, dude. Stay. Dude, stay. See, I'm not even paying attention to these guys because he left the battlefield. You know what? That's it. If someone leaves the battlefield before a battle has happened, I am counting that as a flippin' loss. Like, they didn't even want to fight. They left. Tiba, he ran away from the battlefield. He was supposed to fight Lagatha, but he ran away. That's how I'm going to interpret this. He flippin' ran away. So that's another point for the Coven. What a coward. What a coward. But let's focus on these guys. So right now the Coven's winning because we had someone leave the battlefield. Oh yes, she won. Okay, nice. Just as we expected. Saphira was for sure the more experienced one. So you, my boy, you are defeated, and Saphira is the victor. Okay, and then we are going. Come on, you guys. There we go. So we have these guys, and so that's another point for the Coven. Yeah. So before I forget, so we had Aphrodite win, then we had, Aphrodite won, Galaxia lost, Catherine lost, oh wait, no, that doesn't count, that doesn't necessarily count, Trista won, so that was, yeah, okay, Trista won, and then Sophia died, so the Visitants had 2, the Coven has 4, how did we get to 4, Aphrodite won, Yuki won, Saphira won, and then Lagatha's opponent left the battlefield. Okay, so we've got 4. Right. We are currently winning, guys. We are currently winning. We have like 2 more battles left. So Eden with Percival, and then Guinevere with Pharamond. At this point, I think we're pretty much won the battle, but we'll keep going. Okay, Eden and Percival. Let's get you guys going. Now, this is going to be telling for Eden. She's squeamish, so she doesn't really like war. Or anything like this. Death and whatnot. But everyone is, thinking she's going to be future queen. She is the heiress. So, it is... Okay, so she is okay to duel. So, she's not necessarily a pacifist. Okay, let's see. This is going to be telling. If she loses this battle, then I think people are going to remember that. People are definitely going to remember that. when she becomes queen, but also when she's challenging the queen to take on the crown. This is going to reflect badly on her if she doesn't do well. And she won! Like mother, like daughter. Look at that. I am proud of her. Solid work. Solid work. So, I mean, she didn't want to go to war with them, but when she had to, she did a really good job. She did not shy away from it, so that is really good. Okay, Pheromone. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Right. Okay. So we've got this part of the battle done, and then we have one more left with Guinevere and with God Pheromone. So we have 5 victories already for the Coven. At this point, they're pretty much winning. And Sophia has been our only casualty. Okay, Guinevere. We're gonna stop this. Let's go get you fighting. At this point, we've won the war, but I think this is gonna reflect on the princesses. It's kind of become a performance thing. As in, like, how powerful are the princesses, or how capable are the princesses. Okay. So I'm assuming that when the prince left the battlefield, Tiba won, probably being cowardly, and also wanting to check on the prince, kind of followed the prince out. Or maybe he lost his courage when the prince left the battlefield. Okay, let's do a vampiric duel. Yep, so she's fine to duel. The only ones who really, I feel like, weren't being vicious is Galaxia and Catherine. Elaine tried, but she did like a proper duel, but she unfortunately didn't win. Okay, Guinevere. Now, Guinevere, when she's battled with her sister, has always lost. So I don't know how she's going to do against this visitant. But I guess we'll see. I mean, it's going to be embarrassing for her if she loses. Oh, she won. Okay, so the daughters of the queen are quite capable. What am I saying? Capable indeed. Okay, and there we go. Our final battle, guys. Right, so you come on through. And let's see. I mean, at this point, this isn't really required, but... Okay, there we go. So, our battle is done. Our battle is done. At the end of this whole thing, Ethel didn't have to fight once because Sophia died from, like, she froze to death on the battlefield before they could even have their battle, which is unfortunate because I was looking forward to a duel, not gonna lie. And then we had a whole bunch of victories with the Salazar vampiresses. Galaxia actually is the only one. Galaxia and her daughters are the only ones who lost, so that is going to be super embarrassing for them. And then Lagatha, we don't know because her opponent ran away. He left the battlefield. But they won. So the Coven, they got 6 victories, and the Visitants got 2 victories out of a total of 8 battles. 8 individual, you could say, battles. And so... the Salazars have won, guys. They have won. Brindleton Bay is going to be theirs for sure. And also, Meredith is going to have to be returned to them. I mean, right now, Prince Voldemort, Meredith is like the only thing he has to trade, really. And he has to give them Meredith because at this point, they've obliterated his army. He knows that they can kill them. So we're going to have to see what happens with that. But definitely, even if it's to, like... not kill them here on out or let them escape, Meredith is definitely going to be a bargaining chip, but they will have her returned for sure. Either that, or I think the Salazars from here might leave the battlefield, and while the Visitants kind of scramble, they might then go break kind of Meredith out of here, because no one really is at camp. They're freaking out, trying to run away from here, so maybe they are going to go to the camp and get Meredith out. I would imagine so. I would imagine so. But okay, guys, that was that. I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.